Hong Kong's largest protests in decades have paused debate on a controversial extradition bill. 2 million people took to the streets of Hong Kong to protest the measure that would allow citizens to be sent to mainland China. After days of protests, the city's chief executive, Carrie Lam, indefinitely suspended future debate on that extradition measure, which would expand the scope of criminal transfer of citizens. But activists say that that is not enough. They are now calling for Chief Executive Lam to resign, the bill to be fully withdrawn, and all detained student protesters to be released. In addition to the extradition law's freeze, one of the leading Hong Kong pro-democracy protesters was released from prison yesterday. That was a month early. Joshua Wong became one of the faces of the umbrella movement, Hong Kong's last major protest back in 2014, and he echoed calls for leadership change, tweeting after his release, "Hello world and hello freedom. I have just been released from prison. Go Hong Kong. Withdraw the extradition bill. Carrie Lam, step down. Drop all political prosecutions." And Sagar, I mean, this is a fascinating story. Anytime you have millions of people taking to the streets, it's really interesting. They so far have gotten their way, but it also has implications, of course, for the strength of the Chinese regime.
Oh, absolutely. One of the major things, and we had Gordon Chang on the show to explain this, is with the extradition bill, the main fear is that Hong Kong is one of the world's financial capitals. If they allow extradition, then mainland Chinese companies that compete with some of these Hong Kong financiers can have their political opponents in Hong Kong arrested and deported to mainland China.
Yep.
That is how the system over there works. Remember, the Chinese Communist Party is one with the business community. They actually run the business community. So if they had that extradition power, they would have wholesale run of the Hong Kong economy, which is just bad for everybody.
Really interesting.
Well, hard turn here. Today is the 25th anniversary of the infamous white Ford Bronco chase, when O.J. Simpson was pursued by almost a dozen police cars in a slow-speed chase. The incident would result in his arrest for the murder of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, a crime for which Simpson received a controversial acquittal. Almost 25 years to the date of the chase, Simpson announced his entrance to the Twitterverse with a video on Friday claiming that he's, quote, got a little getting even to do. The 71-year-old former football star was released from prison last year after serving 9 years for a Las Vegas kidnapping and armed robbery. He now lives in Las Vegas. Relatives of Nicole Brown Simpson and the other victim, Ronald Goldman, have been vocal about Simpson not paying the more than $33 million civil judgment for the wrongful death of Goldman and Nicole Brown. After starting his account, Simpson has more than 500,000 Twitter followers.
That last thing makes me despair for humanity.
Yeah,
Follow O.J. Simpson on Twitter. Come on, people. What are you doing?
The thing is about O.J. is there's something, it's the car crash aspect that dominated this country in the 90s. For some reason, nobody can look away.
Yeah.
There's something about the absurdity of it. This man, by all accounts, jovial, he has this nice personality. I mean, brutally murdered 2 people. Allegedly, I should say, but likely murdered 2 people.
He wrote the book, If I Did It. I mean, it looks...
And yet, for some reason, it's like the Bill Cosby aspect of it, where it's so different to the public persona that it's just difficult to extrapolate what the heck is going on here.
Right.
And that creates this perverse incentive to be like, we have to see what OJ is saying.
Right. And it touched, I mean, that case touched every nerve center in the American body. I mean, you have the celebrity part, the football part, like you said, the disparate images, the racial aspect. I mean, it was just like everything. Changed the way that news media works. And people still to this day cannot get enough of whatever it is that OJ is up to. Don't follow him on Twitter, please. Twitter, speaking of Twitter, blew up after a blunderous live stream from a government province in Pakistan. This story is actually amazing. A politician there held a press conference on Facebook last Friday to discuss the decisions made in the provincial cabinet of Peshawar. Unfortunately, viewers had a little bit of a hard time paying attention because the cameras had a cat video filter turned on. Journalist Nyla Inayat, so amazing, was among the first to take notice, along with others who tried messaging the page administrator to have the filter turned off. The video has now been deleted, but the internet still has jokes, lots of jokes, kind of a minor catastrophe, I'd say, Sagar.
Yeah, I'll let that one slide. That was pretty good.
That was like
that was good.
Nightmare sort of thing. Couldn't you just kind of imagine the Trump administration being incompetent enough to have something like that happen?
No, I won't comment on that. But in terms of Pakistan, I'm sure that somebody's in big trouble over there.
Yeah, indeed.
All right. Tomorrow on Rising, presidential candidate Andrew Yang joins us again. He tells us how he's preparing for the first Democratic primary debate.
I'm excited about that one. Always good talking to Andrew. Team Rising will be in the house. We'll have lots to say to them as well. Have a fabulous Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.